Hello. Who are you? Doesn't matter. Welcome. You're safe with me. I'll be right here, nice and close so I can speak without alerting the others. Let me tell you about Senua. Now, her story has already come to an end, but now it begins anew.
What's happening? It's breathing. Dead. It's breathing. It's breathing. He knows she's getting closer. He can feel her coming closer. She's getting. They're watching. They're watching. They're watching.
This is a journey deep into darkness. There will be no more stories after this one.
What is she doing? Why is she doing this? They're watching. Why doesn't she turn coming? She's doing this for him. She wants to rescue him. He's already dead. I can feel you coming. Quiet.
Oh, how rude of me. I never told you of the others. You hear them too, right? They've been around ever since the tragedy. Well, that's not quite true. Some are old, some are new, but they've changed. I think the darkness changed them, just like it changed her.
Can you see them? Over there. Why isn't she looking? Why aren't you looking? He's in hell high.
Look, up ahead.
Hell high.
You see it too?
You promised you gave
Yes. It is real after all. She's finally arrived in the land of mist and fog. The place the Northmen call hell.
Turn back. Go back. Go back. It's not safe.
Go back.
It's not safe.
It's them. They're here.
You see them? I can see you.
Look around and you will see them. The drowned, the sick, the slain. Here they lie, rotting in the fields and rivers of hell. But the dead don't always lie still here.
You see them?
This is not a place of rest.
You can't do this. Go back. Go back. They're going to do that to you. Can you see them? Can you see them? They're going to do that to you. They're watching. Stop. Can you feel them watching? They're watching her. They're watching her. You're so close to the darkness. Go back. Can you feel it?
What is she thinking? I can tell you. She's afraid. Wouldn't you be? Think she would get used to it by now after so many years. But the darkness, it just builds onto itself, growing stronger, towering over her. You might try and ignore it, turn away. But it's always there, just out of sight, where you're most vulnerable. It's like it knows that just enough light is all you need to see its suffocating power.
They can feel you.
You might think she's brave to go on this journey on her own, but it isn't bravery that drives her. bravery only means something to those afraid of death. Senua's fear runs far, far deeper. What is she looking at? What is she leaving behind? I know what she's thinking. I hear her thoughts. It's not too late to get into the boat and go back. No one will judge her. No one will ever know. Oh, she heard us. There's no going back.
You can't do it.
Senua pushes away a world that conspired to cause so much suffering. There's nothing to go back to, and worse to look forward to. Why don't you join us? Maybe you too have a part to play in this story.
Alright. Before I start this, I'll let you know. The subtitles at the bottom are the narrator. The subtitles at the top are the voices in your head. So, don't really worry about what the ones at the top are saying unless you just want to read it. Because they do say some pretty messed up things.
Do not forget my story, Senua. Because your darkness comes from hell, and your fate lies there. They say the burning of a corpse will take you straight to Hela's gate. But God's in the living.
The darkness is coming. It yearns for life, hungers for it, like a pack of wolves on a hunt. But she's not stopping. Not this time.
And I can show you this. If you play on the Xbox One X, the game has a graphics mode. You can do enriched, high frame rate, high resolution. So I just leave it on enriched.
Can you see it?
The land of mist and fog.
He's in there.
The old fool was right.
You see him?
What was it he said? The river of knives across which lies the halls of hell. The place they call Helheim.
He's lost. He's lost.
Where are you? I hear you.
He's there, you know it.
There's no doubt about
He's
it.
lost.
The source of the darkness is in Helheim, and the goddess Hela holds his soul there. Her dear beloved, Dillian.
And on we go.
What is she doing? Why is she doing this?
Yeah, the creepy part about this is is like my headset, the way my headset's set up, I can hear left and right, like stuff that happens on the right, I can hear on the right, it's vice versa unless I turn. But like when you hear all the voices in your head, like just because you see them at the top of the screen, doesn't mean that's all that's being said. So I hear stuff on the left and the right. Sometimes the left is at the top of the screen, sometimes the right. It's really creepy. They did a really good job at this game sound-wise and the voices.
She'll never make it to Hellblade.
The bridge to Helheim. I forget its name. She forgets too. But she does remember that only the dead may cross it. That part wasn't so easy to forget. The old fool said there was a hidden path up to it. Let's see, shall we?
The Northmen speak of 9 worlds. The world of men they call Midgard. Sky gods dwell in Asgard. The gods of earth, harvest, wind, and sea dwell in Vanaheim. The good elves dwell in Alfheim. The evil ones dwell in Svartalfheim. The mountain giants dwell in Jotunheim. The fire giants dwell in Muspelheim. Niflheim is the world of ice and darkness. Only the dead dwell in Helheim. And that is where you must travel.
Get down. What's she waiting for? Why did she do that? She shouldn't have done it. She can't go back now.
No, this is it. The hidden path.
It's going to hurt you. It's dangerous.
Don't kill me. I'm not one of them. Don't listen. I was just hiding. I find I live longer that way. Don't listen. Never let the bastards catch me again. Never! Wait. Who are you? It's just a memory.
Druth? Is that you?
For my tales of the Northmen, they call me Druth. A liar. An old fool. Druth is my truth.
It's good to see you again. You kept your vow.
Guide you in this life and the next. I will tell you my stories of hell, if I may walk with you.
Tell me your stories again, old friend. I'm listening.
The runes seal the gates to hell. Focus your inner eye, and you too will see what's hidden in plain sight.
Look really
I can see one.
Hold it in your mind's eye. Find one like it to open the gate. It's near. Look towards the gate, and the gate will open.
The gate is open. Go through the gate. Go through it. It's dangerous. Follow it.
It worked.
Yeah, this game is nuts. Like even playing it,
6 years enslaved in hell.
they don't really like when you walk up to something that you can climb or drop down on. They don't tell you push A or any of that stuff.
I know you did.
You listened?
You just kind of have to do it.
Everyone else laughed. My people paid a heavy price. Carry my stories with you, and together we will make the Northmen feel our fury.
Another voice joins us. Everyone's trying to make them go away. Pretend they weren't real. But what good is that? When we are all real. I guess it's the same with heights. You can stand on the edge, pretend it's going to be okay. But you know that death is near, waiting for you to make that little slip. You can't just wish things away.
The world of the dead is ruled by the giantess, Hela, daughter of Loki. The gods feared her bloodline, bad on her mother's side and yet much worse on her father's. So, as a child, the All-Father cast her down into Helheim and gave her power over those who die of sickness, age, hardship, and self-slaughter. In all of the 9 worlds, only Hela can resurrect the dead. To Hela, your Dillion was sacrificed, and with her you must bargain.
Stay back. Look at it. You have to open it.
The gate to Helheim divides the living from the dead. Is that the face of Hela herself? A half-rotten goddess that rules over Helheim. Whatever horrors lie behind that door, she must find him. Shh. Someone's here.
Also seems like sometimes your character doesn't blink.
You took him from me. I beg you, let him go. I'll give you what you want. I won't resist anymore. Just give him back.
Oh my god, I got hit.
Take him down. Don't let them surround you.
vision of what's to come. Poor Senua. The darkness does not bargain. It does not reason. It is rot. And now it has taken hold. It will spread towards her head, the seat of the soul, until there is nothing left of her. All of her suffering will have been for nothing. It's just a matter of time. The hardest battles are fought in the mind. That is what Dillian taught her. With every defeat, the dark rot will grow and soon it will take her soul. But for now, at least, she still has control of her mind. And she will fulfill her vow. Whatever the cost.
Listen to me, Senua. The goddess Hela lies behind the gate to Helheim. To open the gate, you must first face the gods that guard it. The god of fire, Zurt, and the god of illusion, Valravan. Spill their blood to open the gate to Helheim and enter the land of the dead.
To Dillian, to his soul.
The Northmen say that in the beginning there was nothing but darkness. Bitter cold to the north, fiery hot to the south. They say the cold formed ice.
Valravan, ancestor of the seers and master of ravens. He hunts his prey with his powers of illusion and feasts on their remains. Follow the path to Valravan and defeat him in battle to earn his mark. The gate to Helheim cannot be opened without it.
Game is messed up.
Illusion hides the path to Valravan. Don't trust your eyes. Find another way to see the truth.
What's that? It's a door. No. No, it's not. Push it. Push it. Push it. She did it. She did it. She did it. Look, something's different. Change. Can you see?
It's funny. We all want to see behind the veil, don't we? But once we do, we mostly just close our eyes again and pretend what we saw was never really there. reaches into the relentless dark. All that lurks within it can see you too.
He's gone! They've surrounded him. He can read him. End it now. This is nearly the end. Slow. Finish this. End it now.
And now the darkness is gone. What does that mean?
Northmen will not stop her. She will find what she's looking for.
Valravan's power of illusion comes from ravens. Align the ravens to break his magic seal.
Show me what you have seen, Truth. Look how much it's changed. It's all different. Something's shifted. Something's happened. Something's shifted. Can you feel it?
Do you feel it too? It's like crossing into another world that looks the same but feels different. An imposter world. Another forest itself.
Another gate.
It's watching.
You know what to do. Stay back. You have to open it. It's not safe. Don't listen to them. Listen. Don't.
To break the seal, align the ravens with the mark of Valravan.
Alright, let's see if I remember how to do this.
Which ravens? Where are they? Can't you see? The ground. Try to find. Line up the ravens.
Yeah, the first time I did this puzzle, it took me a while. Just because I couldn't figure out where to go.
Where is it? It's not your fault. Listen, focus. 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 Fight me!
Is she lost? Wouldn't be the first time. Last winter, before the tragedy, she journeyed into the wilds of her native land, living off berries, roots, and nuts. It's not uncommon, you see. We call such a person a gelt. Some, like truth, become gelt in search of penance. Others, like Senua, to purge a curse. Those who make it back are forever changed.
She can get up now. What's happening? She can get up now. She can get out. It must be magic. Dark magic. A trick. Valravan tricking her. Valravan. How can she get out? Bait. It's him. Dark magic draws her closer. It's not. He's helping her. It's not him. It's a trick. She's doing it on her own. He's not tricking her. It's magic. It's an illusion.
If you hear the song of Raven, follow it, and it will lead you to him. But be aware of his illusions. You can't always trust your eyes.
We picture fear, and we think of a shadow in the woods, a creature in the night. If only it were that simple. The worst kind comes without warning. Deep and primal signal.
Why won't you let me in?
A reminder that just because you cannot see the threat, it doesn't mean that it's not already here.
Go round. Find your own path. There's a different way.
I dodged. These guys have no shame. They will both attack at the same time if you let them.
The Northmen say that Odin and his brothers killed Ymir, and that the world of men was formed from his corpse. They made his bones into stone, and his flesh into earth, and his blood into the salt sea. They set his skull to be the bowl of the sky, with his brains for clouds. Odin and his brothers caught the sparks flying from Muspel and made them into stars, and to protect the new world from the giants.
Do you know what it's like to leave everything behind? Your home, loved ones, to head deep into the wilds.
Oh, this sucks.
Perhaps never to return. Senua does. Because when darkness speaks, it changes everything. Turning home into a foreign land and loved ones into strangers. Exile makes sense when you realize that you were never really home in the first place.
song. Belraven. Belraven's song. It's over here. It's over here. Is that? It's over there. No, it's here. There's two. Listen, focus, listen. It's magic. It's magic. This reminds her of someone. The forest. Where? Which forest? The wilds. She went to the wilds a long time. Why did she go to the wilds? She wanted to fight her own darkness. She thought she could beat her own darkness. Did she beat the darkness? No. It nearly killed her, but she tried. Druth. Druth helped her. If it wasn't for Druth, she'd be dead. She can't beat her own darkness. She wanted to marry Dillian. She came to beat her own darkness and marry Dillian. But it didn't work. She thought her curse would affect him. She thought her curse would spread to him. She thought she'd bring the darkness to him too. She nearly died. She thought the curse made her tainted. Druth helped her. Open it. She has to. Not from this side.
This is why I ended up putting so much time into it, because these illusion puzzles are definitely different. Like, I would get done with them and then I'd have to come all the way back and, you know, do something, fix something, change something.
The ravens. The ravens. They've gone. They've gone. No. Half of them have gone. They've gone. Some are still there. But where? Some are still there. Raven's helping. He's not helping. It's a trick. Quiet. I can't think.
Out in the wilds. In the cold winter woods.
Where have they gone?
She no longer felt fit for this world. She almost gave in to the darkness. But she remembered Dillian's words. She remembered her promise. She resolved to fight on and kill that which had become a part of her.
broken. The gate is open. Open. She did it.
There is no such thing as victory when it comes to the darkness.
That was just lucky,
He
yes.
doesn't want to kill her. Yet. It will gnaw at her, biding its time. Only when she is at her weakest will it strike to kill. Will she find Dillian before her time comes?
Corrupt Shade, and the game is actually a lot of fun. The combat's good, the story is good, it's creepy and eerie, but it's definitely good. I can't exactly tell you how long it is. I haven't beat it yet, obviously. I'm only like an hour and a half into it. And I say that because, yeah, I've been live for 45 minutes, but I knew how to do some of the puzzles. Because I've already put a decent amount of time into it.
We both see the darkness. We can fight it together.
I mean, for $30, you can't really go wrong with this game.
Speak to me, Drew.
Thank you for the follow.
Tell me a story.
Senua, listen. I will tell you the tale of a man called Findan. The Northmen captured Findan's sister, and his father sent him to pay for her release. But they took his gold, put him in chains, and held him for a day and a night without food or water. Then they released him. I don't know why. Upon his return, his father's enemies in Erin set fire to his home. His father burnt to death, and his brother was killed. But he escaped with sorrow in his heart. His father's enemies offered redress for his loss and invited him to a feast. It was at a hall near the sea. But when he went there, they betrayed him to the Northmen, who enslaved him and took him to hell. 6 years later, his slave masters landed on the shores of Orkney, burning all before them. And into that fire, Findan made his escape. What was Findan burnt away that day. But from the flames, a new man stepped forward, and Druth was born. Druth, the man that I am now. And though Findan never set eyes on his dear sister again, I, Druth, have found you, Senua.
I wish you could have seen my home before these dark times.
Yeah, I myself said the game was worth more than $30. I said I probably would have paid $60 for it, depending on the length. Like, if the game's not that long, I can understand. Yeah, that's how I was. I was like, $30 for a game that looks this good? Like, what's going on? I was a little, yeah, I was standoffish too, but I ended up buying it, and
The gate is open.
here we are.
Open.
This darkness. I know it from the wilds. It's coming back for me.
I mean, I got to playtest it before I bought it, so I knew what I was getting myself into.
Are you too? Where are we? I remember. It didn't end well in the wilds. It never does. You think you can overcome the darkness, make sense of it, and once relief settles in, it strikes out of nowhere, throwing you helplessly back into the maelstrom, drowning the mind in fear, deeper, deeper, dragging you down so far into the void that maybe this time there is no coming back. But there, in the darkness,
Senua,
she remembered what he told her.
hear me. Reach out to me. Senua, take my iron mirror. Look into it, for it is a window into the underworld. Within, you will see the face of the darkness that you fear. And if you focus, like I have taught you to, you will also see that as much as the darkness has you trapped within its veil, it too is trapped within yours. Focus. Focus! Focus!
I see you! I see you now! You led me to the wilds! You trapped me there!
Damn it. This is a boss fight, and it is a big pain in the ass.
She's injured. She can still do it. She won't make it. There's too many of them.
Find a good position.
But you let them.
You're close. Too slow. Too slow. Behind you.
Ooh, voices saved my ass on that one.
Defend yourself. Stop.
Did I say you could dodge my attack?
Finish this.
Where's he gone? Don't give up.
Ew, shit. Don't scream at me. that hurts. Because you really only do damage to him when, you know, you slow time down.
Watch out! Watch out! He's stronger than you.
But every time you get hit, it resets your bar.
She finished him! Don't let them get behind you. Don't let them surround you.
Hit. Shit.
The miracle focus is coming back.
Come on.
They're winning.
Yeah. Yeah, the voices in this game help. Sometimes they tell you when to attack, sometimes they, you know, tell you when to hide. I don't want to say hide, but sometimes they'll tell you when not to attack. But yeah, they do act like a health bar for you. It's kind of nice.
People die.
It.
Watch out!
I moved.
Get up! She's hurt. She's injured.
I feel like I'm hitting him when he's in this, but I'm not doing any damage. I'm just, you know, building up my meter. Oh my god, the last time I did this, he was so much easier. Kidding.
I never beat you in the wilds, did I? It was an illusion. But not this time!
The Mark of Valravan, one of the keys to the gate to Helheim. Hold it in your mind's eye.
With every battle, the darkness grows stronger. Every victory, bringing her closer to defeat. Unfair, isn't it? In those dark winter nights in the wilds, there were times when she considered letting go. If it weren't for truth, a chance encounter in the wilds, she would not have heard his stories of the Northmen. And she would not have this chance to find Dillion's soul.
I'm coming. I still hear you.
Sorry about that. And yeah, you have pets when they go. When they gotta go, they gotta go.
When she was younger, she would lay in the grass and stare at the clouds. And there she saw them,
I mean, that fight is fairly crazy.
shifting faces. After a while, she could see the faces everywhere. The trees, the mountains, caves. I wonder, can you see the faces too? They're there. If you look for them.
Mother.
Senua, you have the sight. Just like I do. Once you can see into the underworld and all the souls within it will see you. Don't be afraid when they speak to you. I will always be here to guide you.
Did you see her? That was her mother, Galina. She was a priestess, a healer. She taught Senua to see the weave that binds the world together. And it was beautiful. It was a time before the darkness. But when it did come, it first came for her mother. Senua still sees her face from time to time, hidden in the world. Like she's still watching over. She misses her so much.
Game did a really good job at giving you like the backstory or more information on the character while you're running from one point to another. That way you're not just running and admiring the scenery. From a Oh shit.
Capable warrior. Remember your training. Finish him. Finish him.
Ow, that doesn't exactly feel good. Oh shit. Just kidding.
Come this far, do it. You're close. Finish him. Too slow. Too slow.
Okay. Just one.
The gate. She needs to go back. She can't. It won't open. Why won't it open? Why won't it open?
There's another challenge.
No, there's no
Challenge. Cert.
there's not really any leveling up, anything like that. Like, what you start with is what you get from what I
Northmen say
know.
that in the beginning, there was nothing but darkness. Bitter cold to the north, fiery hot to the south.
There's backstory
They
development, I
say
know that.
cold formed ice, which melted from the sparks from the south. The power of the darkness gave life to them.
I mean, but you don't learn any special moves, you don't learn...
The fire giant has answered. He comes from a land older than mankind, and the Northmen call upon his flaming sword to raise their enemies from the ground.
I mean, when you start this game gives you nothing. It doesn't tell you how to do anything. Like, immediately pause it and look at, you know, the combat controls and memorize, or try to memorize, like, what you have there. You know, the combat's fairly simple, but still, if you push the button too many times, you get caught up in an attack, and then you can't do anything else about it. You end up getting hit.
And spill his blood.
Now, I remember
She
the
found
first...
a wretched old fool on her way back from the wilds.
Of course it was.
An outcast, who was badly burnt all over. She took pity on him, for he was not long for this world. Like her, who spoke of his own darkness. The Northmen.
But yeah, I remember the first boss of this game fairly well, because I played through it 2 or 3 times. And, because I wanted to try to get those little pedestals that give you more backstory. This part, I don't really remember.
Senua, we each walk these lands gazing towards different horizons, some of us further than others. Your father cannot see what you see, but there is nothing wrong with seeing the world the way you do.
But I mean, I got all the pedestals in that first area. It's like from here on out, I'm going to be going a little slower. kind of exploring a little, make sure I get everything. Yeah, the combat controls are pretty basic, but you still have to be able to execute them. That's the problem. Because I mean, there are different enemies as the game goes on. The game does get harder, and as you see here, combat difficulty: easy, normal, hard, auto. Yeah, this game is very story driven, very dialogue.
Behind you!
Son of a bitch.
Finished! They're overwhelming us.
Hi.
The better fight. They're winning. Stand up straight.
And then in those situations, when they keep popping up, you know, 2, 3, 4 guys at a time, it's not fun.
I can still smell it. The sweet, sickly stench of burning human flesh. And I still hear their cries carried in the wind.
Alright, Corrupt, thanks for the follow, thanks for stopping by. Good luck with the Fortnite and help with your son.
Yes, I heard their screams, and I still hear them now.
Is that not it? Oh, it's...
Screams will help you.
Shh.
Follow the screams.
But yes, the combat system is definitely a lot of fun. Where all the fun is at, where the game gets difficult.
Are they screaming?
It doesn't work. That works for me.
The screams will help you. Follow the screams. Focus. You can hear the rooms. Can you hear them?
Find the rooms. The path to Helheim is sealed to the living. But you already walk amongst the dead. Look towards the gate, and you will see that it has opened.
I say the zooming in on stuff.
When you
If
first
something.
came to my lands, I knew enough of their tongue to beg for mercy, and they took me as a slave. I wish now that they had slaughtered me like the others. I rode their storm of fire, death, slavery to many lands. This darkness you speak of, I know it well.
And I'm still here to fight it.
Well, hi, guy. Damn. I tried.
Behind you! You finished it. Finish this.
Oh, another one? Come on. And I know another one spawns. Oh, yep, there he goes.
Now, this is nearly the end.
Ooh, I was getting ready to use it and unload on his ass. Guess that doesn't quite work.
When you see a fire gate of Surt, know that only a sacrifice will stoke the fires of Muspel and let the dead walk through. Find the fire, Senua, to follow the path to Surt.
for your life. When the wife texts you and asks for something you don't have.
Hell will not give you the answers you want. But you mustn't look away from the horrors it does offer. If it comes suffering, if you refuse to look at it.
What's happening? Where's the fire gone? Where's it gone? The fire's disappeared. It was everywhere. Maybe it was an illusion. It was a trick. Maybe it was never there in the first place. Maybe the pyre. Cert is through there. He's waiting for her. You can't get through. How will she get through? She'll need to find another way.
The Northmen tell this story.
Oh, I missed one.
Before the Earth was created, there was a world called Muspel.
S.
Because it was in the south, it was bright and hot,
Damn.
flaming, burning. Sparks that flew out from Muspel became the stars. Other sparks melted ice in the frozen world of Niflheim, creating the body of the first giant, Ymir. Muspel is one of the 9 worlds, and is now the land of the fire giants. And people from elsewhere cannot endure a journey there.
Another gate.
She needs to find it.
Another fire sacrifice.
Another fire sacrifice.
Oh, of course.
It's too far.
She'll never find it. She'll never make her way back.
She needs to remember the way back.
What happens when she finds it?
Everything will burn.
Concentrate on where you're going. She needs to remember the path.
Everything will burn, then how will she find the way back?
She won't. She won't be able to tell.
The Northmen made fire sacrifices, burning slaves like me to reveal the path to Surt. I searched for meaning.
I probably
in their
took the
suffering,
way out
in their eyes,
to get back in.
but they just screamed like helpless pigs.
Yeah, something like that. You can do it. Busting through.
Do your gods answer your prayers, Senua? I asked the gods for mercy, all of them, even theirs. None answered. In the end, I set myself free. Defy the gods, Senua! Find your own path, like I find mine!
My gods abandoned me! I am alone.
And there. Okay.
The Northmen of Hell worship the Devourers, insatiable gods of darkness. I come from Erin, Senua, where I once followed my own gods, the Tuatha De Danann,
Why did you abandon your gods?
Senua, I was a man of knowledge, not a warrior. To survive, I did things. Bad things. Like you, Senua. The man I once was has died. And when that happens, even gods you worship can die with you.
Yeah, I can kind of see it.
The Northmen say that the defender of Muspel is called Surt, the foremost of the fire giants. His name means the Black One, because he is like something burnt. The Northmen believe that he sits at the border of Muspel with his flaming sword, and at the end of the world he will leave his post. He will travel to Asgard and Midgard, waging war against all the gods. He will be victorious, and then burn the whole world with fire.
I don't even see where they're getting our. For all I know. I mean, it looks like a winner to me. Oh wow, I didn't even see that. I just got lucky. Oh, can't be unseen. Oh, just go.
to run now, please. Run now, run now, run now.
Oh, you bastard. Oh, you son.
Get up quick! Fuck. Get out of the way! She's injured.
That is really great.
Find a good position. Behind you!
I mean, that was really great.
You say your world has collapsed. Good. Let it collapse, and have the courage to shed your tears. Raise your world to the prime!
My world is dead.
Only then, as with a newborn, will you see the world anew.
No, I see nothing now.
Alright, who wants me to stop playing this game? Celestine, thank you for joining us. Past the first boss, go into the second. I mean, if I had to give you an exact, like, time, I've been playing it for an hour and a half, but I coasted through the first couple puzzles, so I'd say roughly 2 hours. Two hours, 2.5 hours. Depending on if you can get through the puzzles on your own fairly quickly, and if the combat system doesn't bother you. Like if you don't struggle through the combats.
Tell me truth. How did you escape your darkness?
Senua, once I
Nope, beat it.
found my purpose,
I will hurt you if you stop playing it.
to the suffering I had to endure to reach it. Unclouded by fear, I could see
But, I gotta go potty. I'm just kidding.
even my captors.
It's a very interesting game.
The fire of Sirth. And so, during one raid, I took my chance and ran, knowing that they would not follow. The fool ran into the fire. They left me for dead. Maybe they were right to. But here I am. Free.
I'm glad I found you in the wilds. I wouldn't
Not
have
like
made
in
it
the
without
sky, is it? Developers that silly. Apparently this is where that icon is. just figuring out. Shit. I can't just get a bucket, bro. Like, my wife would kill me if she came home from work and I was pissing in a bucket. Oh, man. I almost missed that one. Now you would figure the giant hole being in the wall like that, that looks like icon, you'd be like, hey, look, a shadow. Nope. Nope. I can't believe it's really, that one is really that easy. Back up the tower. Gotta be something I don't see. Okay. Oh. I'm retarded. I love you. That's close. That is really close. Because it starts to take it. See what I mean? Like, it starts to take it, so it's somewhere over here. Why will it not take it? It's... oh my god. Oh, thank you. Yes, the red runes that are floating around let you know when you're near the answer. It doesn't tell you exactly what the answer is, but it lets you know when you're really close.
Senua, if I can survive the fire of certain and escape my darkness, then so
Run, Senua! Run! Run! Through the fire! Keep running! Go on! Nothing will stop you! Run, Senua! Run! 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 Through the fire! Head down!
Oh my god. She's on fire. Like, stop, drop, and roll.
Don't get it. Don't. She's dying. It's him.
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. This darkness takes everything. Everyone.
Senua, are you sure you want to do this? We can fight this together, side by side. We always do.
This is my battle. I have to face it alone, away from here.
Where will you go?
I don't know.
For how long?
I don't know.
I believe in you.